Hey trackies, welcome back to another video. Please remember to smash that subscribe button, hit the like button as well. That's how the video gets through the YouTube algorithm. Share the video if you care. I hope you care, so share. And yes, please sound off in the comment section below. Alright, so trackies, y'all know I love me some relays. At this particular point, you can consider me obsessed. Probably Looney from Looney Tunes when it comes to my coverage of the relays. But yes, I am quite the lover of track and field, but the relays, get a different type of fire in the pit of my stomach. And in recent times, we've been having some, difficulties qualifying a number of our teams to represent us at the upcoming World Championships. One of those events being the men's 4x100 meters. Now, we went to the World Relays. Unfortunately, the baton didn't get around twice. And of course, recently we did compete. Sent a really good team as well. So shout out to those young men. I definitely saw the effort and they barely missed the qualification, standard, all four of those young men. But yeah, at the Barbados Grand Prix, another missed, opportunity, didn't get that qualification standard. So London is pretty much where we're targeting in terms of potentially, hitting that qualification standard. And, before this announcement was made, I did have it down pat in my brain that would be seeing the likes of a Kishane Thompson come out, Rohan Watson, would be there as well. I was expecting an Ackeem Blake to also be available. But guess what, track is? Now we're getting reports that, hey, we are rolling with the A squad. Yeah, man, the A squad are roll out and them ready and track is. I don't know, say once me see them, I say, all right, let's get it. I'm super duper excited, for getting all the mishaps that we've experienced and the missed opportunities that I said. I am excited to see these men come out, not only one, to qualify, but see them run a masterful relay and show the world, say, yeah, man, Jamaica still in it. Jamaica still has it. So guess what? We have an Oblique Seville that joins the lineup. So remember I said I was expecting MVP to send out the likes of Kishane, Rohan. I was expecting, to see Ackeem Blake there. And now Oblique Seville is saying, hey, I'm also ready to run. I'm like, let's get it. Let's get it. So track is also in the lineup as well. We have Kadrian Golson. That is part of this 4x100 meters. I just want to point out quickly before I jump into the spicy A team track is that yes, they have 5 people down to compete. We can only field the 4. It's a 4x1. Seeing Kadrian Golson in the lineup track is I am still hoping and praying that Jamaica does indeed send 2 squads, an A squad and a B squad. That's literally my hope, right? So even if we want to snatch the same guys that competed at the Barbados, Grand Prix, having those 4 athletes as well, in my opinion, for a B squad, I would love to see that out there in London. Let's see what happens, because I'd hate to have Kadrian just sitting over there in London not doing anything. Look at J3 is find the budget and grab Christopher Taylor, grab all the other athletes and have them compete in a B squad at the relays in London. But yeah, man, let's dive into this A squad because it's been a minute since we've seen this men line up, together. As a matter of fact, I don't believe these men have ever lined up together in a relay. Think about it. Last year was Kishane's first time representing Jamaica. Yep, last year was Kishane's first time representing Jamaica at a global championships, and we never make it past the heat. So he didn't have the opportunity to, line up with the best of the best. Of course, we had Ackeem, on start, but there was no Oblique Seville. We're saving Oblique Seville for the final, but as I said, we never make it go to the final. So this is really the first time the A squad will line up. I want to point out as well, Chuck, is that I'm calling this team A team, but we have a few more guys that could actually be a part of this 4x100 meters. We're talking Ryan Ford that finished 4th at the National Senior Championships. And though Brian Lavelle didn't finish as strongly in the 100 meters, we also have him as an option. So look here, this A team can be even spicier. But not gonna lie, I can't really split the difference between Rohan Watson and Ryan Ford. So even with Ryan Ford not being there, Rohan Watson is a great addition to the team. So yeah, man, A team there and A team ready for run. So track is, I've been playing around with the relays in my mind for a minute. You know the structure. I told you I'm possessed. I'm obsessed, right? Possessed. I'm obsessed, right? So when it comes to the structure, I've been thinking about it for a bit, and I have, a few other thoughts in my brain as it how it could be potentially structured, but I'm also going to tell you how they're likely going to structure it. And this is probably not a bad thing, right? So the easy way, which is the way I think they're going to do it, track is, which may very well make more sense as well the more I think about it, is a Ackeem Blake to Oblique Seville to a Rohan Watson to a Kishane Thompson. Right now, as I said, this is the easy way, but also track is it makes a lot of sense as well, because when you think about it from an experience perspective, we've had Ackeem Blake to Oblique Seville a number of times, right? So we should have at least, garnered some experience for the most part, with that particular handoff. Those two athletes should be comfortable enough exchanging together. Now, I know Rohan Watson is kind of plug and play, and he makes it work regardless of wherever you're putting him, and I think he's going to make it work here. I don't expect to see, a rough change off between himself and Oblique Seville, but also given the fact that he's training partners with Kishane Thompson as well, I think that would make that particular change off between himself and Kishane Thompson a bit more seamless, a bit more smooth, because as I said, they're training partners, they're a bit more comfortable with themselves or with each other, and it's also kind of reminiscent of what we remember, in our heydays with the Usain Bolts, the Johan Blakes, the Michael Freiters, and of course the Nesta Carters, right? What Warren Weir pointed out back then, of course, those athletes didn't have, practice sessions together as well, but those athletes were training partners. So he pointed out that, hey, the top two were training partners from MVP, Nesta to Michael, and then you had Johan Blake to Usain Bolt, also training partners. So even though those athletes didn't have any time to practice together with each other, we can see that the fact that they were training partners actually did assist in the process of getting that baton around. And that's what I'm kind of hoping on for this particular team. As I said, it's the easy option for me. But also, track is, it makes a whole lot of sense when we think about it. The fact that Rohan Watson, Kishane, train together, and of course, Oblique, and as well, we have Ackeem being on the team for a number of years already. Now, as I said, this is the first time that this team is coming together, and I actually want to see some more, from a Kishane on the anchor leg. But I was also, kind of flipping with the idea of having Oblique Seville switch with Kishane Thompson, right? But as I said, I still want to see some more from Kishane before I kind of run with that idea. But I kind of would love to see what it would look like if Kishane and Oblique Seville switch positions, where we have Kishane on the backstretch and Oblique Seville on the anchor. Herein lies the issue, though. Kishane has the least amount of experience. I mean, think about it. Just at the World Relays, he didn't even touch the baton, right? And he didn't come from a powerhouse high school where, they had 4 members to set up a relay team as well. So he has none of that experience coming in. So it will be trouble if we take an inexperienced Kishane, because remember, he literally just started, right? 2024, his first year representing Team Jamaica. So it's going to be troublesome as far as I'm concerned if we stuff a relatively inexperienced Kishane in the middle of the relay on the most important leg as far as I'm concerned. I think the backstretch is the most, important leg. I think it defines the relay. If you mess up there, then your relay is probably over. You know what I mean? So that being said, even though I'm, thinking of, possibly switching them out, I'm being real. I'm like, listen, I don't want that headache. I don't want that headache. So we might as well, go for the easy option. I do have a few other concepts in my mind, but I also want to do a separate relay video, talking about this. Hopefully we do get, the team qualified and we don't have to worry about that anymore. And then we can delve into the possibilities. I like talking about the possibilities, right? So with that being said, track is, those are my thoughts. I'm really excited to see the A team come out. This is the first time these guys will have an opportunity to compete together in the 4x100 meters. I believe they can get it done. I have, all the faith in them, and I'm just wishing them all the best, right? And I'm hoping that I said as well that we get the other athletes that will be potentially swapping out the others, when it comes to championships in the heats. I'm hoping that they get these guys to also form a B team. The more practice these guys get, the better. I was listening to Team Canada recently talking about, the fact that that, they, benefit a lot from the fact that they've been together for a number of years. So they have garnered a lot of experience there. But they also target certain, relays that go on, at different meetings throughout the years to make sure that they're kind of refining their craft at the end of the day. And I think that Jamaica needs to focus on that going forward. So think about it like this. We've been trying to get these athletes together in a training camp for the relays. It's probably never going to happen. But if we can target these meetings year in, year out, outside of, just trying to qualify, because I don't want it to be a thing where, oh, we only hit up these meetings when we try to qualify. No, send teams to these meetings year in, year out, so that they can continue to work on the craft, and of course trying to get that baton around as seamlessly as possible. We saw where we went to the, Barbados Grand Prix. That was good. We have an opportunity for London. So there are a number of meetings throughout the year that host relays. Make this be a thing. Make this be a thing where we send our team, even if we already qualify at the world relays, right? Make it be a thing where we send our athletes to these meetings to continue to work on the craft. Find that in the budget J3As. That being said, trackies, let me know your thoughts, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.